It's February 23rd, 2022. Watching CBS this morning, right here, and the newscaster, or they don't call them anchors anymore. I don't know what the difference in the big wide world of humans, what the difference between a journalist, a newscaster, or an announcer of some sort. I mean, I've got no idea how that works. In their linguistical prowess and that he mentions this morning, he gives a visual whatever about something that they're speaking on. They call it Russia, and then they speak about the New York City area, which they call Cyber Security Command, which to me looks like a whole bunch of empty desks and computers, like any office that they've created over the last 4 decades. I mean, really, it's been the last 2 to 3 decades that they've pushed for these cubicle-like areas with computers and empty chairs to then hire some people to sit there. Again, I don't think, they don't say anything about, drone operators or anything. They just say words like cybersecurity. But they make this cybersecurity theoretical, construct, as though it is just a monitor and a tower and some employee at the keyboard waiting for further instructions to go on the internet. But I'm never quite sure, is it the same internet, like the MaxiPad internet that I look at? Or are they on some other system completely? And I have been really lost in this entire expansion while counting down biological clocks that I don't know how people got a hold of.
60s. Burke is the warmest on the map at 61. Poughkeepsie matches them at already 61 degrees, not even 9 o'clock in the morning. We do have a lot of clouds. We do have some decaying showers as well. So still a chance to see some drizzle or a little bit of light shower activity this morning. But this afternoon, the clouds give way to sunshine. We'll see even warmer temperatures.
Fish Island,
68 degrees, the forecast
is
high
land,
for today.
so
37 tomorrow, and a wintry mess on Friday morning. Chris?
Elise, thank you. Our next newscast coming up at noon. Your local news continues on CBS News New York, our digital platform. I'm Chris Raggi. Have a great day. See you at 12.
That's the date.
This portion of CBS 2 News is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Now
2 News is brought to you by Raymore and Flanagan.
And good morning to you. It is 8:55 on this Wednesday, February 23rd. Going to feel like spring today before the cold returns. Look at that. The commute into the city looking pretty good this morning on your screen. I'm Chris Raggi. Elise Finch will have your first alert forecast coming up in just a moment. But first, overnight, Russian lawmakers authorized President Vladimir Putin to use military force outside his country, heightening fears of an invasion. President Biden says it has already begun. Here in the city, leaders are preparing for the potential for Russia to launch cyber attacks. Governor Hochul and Mayor
See, this is what they call an office cubicle, where they hire someone and then they buy a lot of equipment that uses some kind of software. This would be the hardware. It costs a lot of money, wastes a lot of dollars, And they've been doing it in non-essential equipment territory, which would go back to the NFL commercial of Monday, Monday. But this particular one says it's some kind of joint security operations center. Does that make it different? It seems like this is more of like a focus group. Take the ADD kids out of the equation, the attention deficit disorder kids. I need to secure and protect whatever's here from whatever keeps sending these signals that then interfere with brainwave function and are total life disruptors. So what I don't understand is why this level of equipment, though, was mass produced and sold to populations. So if sedentary lifestyle causes pulmonary embolisms and blood clots, theoretically, because that's what the doctors are promoting, as I showed this morning on a different segment. So if that's the case, then why within my life frame would they enhance sedentary job market of producing massive structures of office park commercial real estate, having the kids go in there in some Monday whatever, their work week starts on a Monday, go figure, and then have them sit down in a chair for 8 hours a day, doing no physical activity whatsoever, using the phones, using keyboards, and literally just counting down some clock. And then until like death starts to set in really dangerous places, because nobody's actually looking into what's causing things in the local area and what's arriving. It's just from this position of where I've been locked in for some reason by I don't know what. Like ahead of schedule. It's almost like, I mean, if I have to put it, I don't know what these things, they keep saying this keyword sanction. Sanction. I have no idea what that means in actuality. So I look it up on the internet, and then it says something about embargo and financial strain and some other stuff, and I'm like, oh, so now if I was to use that analogy in an analogous paradox of parallel dimension, it's almost as if my fourth decade was used against me in the 7 decades prior to this, in Linda's heyday, to disrupt her function and ability and my own in order to push this particular agenda in some, but on top of that, pre-enforcing sanctions where it's affecting breeding schedule and ability to perform, while other more dangerous planetary things like the sunlight, like the oceans, like the ice melting, now we have methane clouds, now we're out of solar orbit, the gravity's off, the oxygenation rate is off. I don't understand how they can enforce, like for countries, they enforce these things called sanctions, supposedly, from fair trade and all this other stuff. But there's like large financial whatever involved. What I don't understand is how they can place personal sanctions on 2 women that just wanted to be included in their oligarch family safely and not have to tangle with whatever evil does on their time planning. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxies, broken. It's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.